Hello, everyone.
Hi, Koray. How are you doing? Yeah, we are very glad to see you today, and I know you're doing it from the hotel. I can see you
Yes,
doing it from where are you now?
I'm in Dubai, and the only good thing about Dubai is actually someone just gifted me the Mahatma Gandhi autobiography, and I'm returning tomorrow to kiss my cat to Istanbul. So these are the only good things that I can tell.
Yeah, so you're always a cat person, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we will have Koray now. But before starts, I have to mention our sponsors again. Yeah, Search Engine Journal done absolutely great job for us, publishing article yesterday and basically doubled our registration and probably money. Tape Media, AI Links, Matt Zingers, Consulting, Purna Verju with her book, Sales Lie, SEO agency, Citrix SEO tool, StreamYard. We're using StreamYard for streaming today. Optimize. We just had Nava Hopkins from Optimizer. Thank you everyone. And guys, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You can be our member. You can get this t-shirt, which is not done for donated money. This is my personal money. We print them in Ukraine. They're fantastic. I've just seen Andy Cristadina just join us as a regular member paying money every month. So don't be shy. Please do donate. We slightly over $800 right now. Hopefully we can get 1,000 by the end of today. Okay, guys, it's all yours.
Okay. So first of all, it's a great honor to be here, and I must tell that this is my second presentation in the last 10 days because I'm in Dubai for the SEO Vibes Dubai, then the Affiliate World Conference, and I did like maybe 6 parties. And I stayed awake until the 4 a.m. yesterday night to complete this presentation. So, with all this said, if we can start, I will be feeling happier than everyone else. So, poster ranking state, ranking ranges, and the signals. So, this is a concept that actually I created to explain uh, the situation that many SEOs actually have lately, because I see many complaints like Google is trying to kill my website, or the people also complain about the Reddit Quora and the helpful content update. And many people try to do many A/B tests, and if it doesn't bring any kinds of permanent good results, then they start to feel like SEO is dead or Google is doesn't know what they are doing. In reality, if your website is actually, thank you, Bibi. In reality, if your website is in a negative ranking state, even if you fix everything, even if you have most of the links that you can have, still you will continue to lose rankings. So the concept here actually is created to help SEOs to analyze certain type of ranking patterns. And today we will be just giving you 10 suggestions. We will explain you some of the Google patterns. Then I will demonstrate you probably 34 websites. 20 of them are published in the last 6 months. And we will be examining their Search Console graphics together to see how we can analyze this data. First, search engines don't work randomly. If you are losing air traffic or ranking, there should be a logical reason behind it. And search engines don't kill websites, and it's not, at least it doesn't make money for them. Thank you, Rabi. And search engines change just the ranking states. And 10 simple suggestions. The first one is don't get sad or happy based on the ranking changes. Because if you this is one of the most problematic things. Whenever you can't continue to live according to the Google Search Console graphic or Google Analytics graphic, it will be actually killing you. That's why I try to create targets for 15 months or 16 months. Act like a real business person instead of just checking your rankings like checking the Bitcoin price. It's not an industry like that. Even if you do everything right, during a negative ranking state, you will lose rankings. It means that you should understand this. If you continuously lose the rankings for the last 12 months, it means you couldn't save yourself from this specific state. And if you can also rank higher with a different website, or you can also rank, let's say, better with the same content on a different domain too. It doesn't mean that your SEO methodology is wrong. It means that the website couldn't save itself from that specific state. Don't expect a full recovery without a core system update. If you are hit by the helpful content update, 99% of the time it won't be fixed or recovering until you see the next one. Create a custom click curve, weekly, query by query, page by page analysis. I have certain type of Python scripts that I am using Google Search Console API to automatically alert myself for any kinds of search anomaly. As much as I can remember, some also SaaS tools have this specific type of features, but especially if there is an unconfigured Google update, you can do this query by query or page by page analysis. And there are three types of ranking state: positive, natural ranking, and positive, natural, and the negative one. And these are inside a kind of cycle, and there is always a ranking range, which means that if you're in a certain type of state, you won't be able to exceed the next level, or if you are losing the traffic, search engine won't also allow you to lose or drop a certain under certain level too. If you don't have a brand value, you will definitely lose rankings. This is one of the most important things when it comes to the HCU as well. If no one else is searching for you, if Google will remove you from the SERP today, no one will be looking for you. And in this case, most probably you will be losing the core updates continuously. If you don't configure your semantic content network and update your topical map, you will be outdated. This is explained in my case studies too. Topical maps are not like create once and leave it there. You always have to actually update them, reschedule them, and you should be creating new content briefs with the new web page documents as much as possible. And this brings me to this section. SEO is a continuous journey. There's always room for the optimization. Many website owners that actually cry today, they were mainly actually exploiting the Google SERP to make more money, and they saw their websites like actually a cash cow. They were trying to milk the cash as much as possible, and eventually they lose. And search engines prioritize web sources for topics, not web pages for keywords. I see many website owners that try to target even just a single web page for a single keyword. This is the logic in the PPC. When it comes to SEO, you have to focus on certain type of topics, connections, and entire web source should be updated and optimized. You can lose a core update just because of the outdated content from 2010 or the 11. I have seen these type of examples a lot, and you can even locate these type of situations directly from your log files as well. Lastly, topical authority is also a ranking state. And if you decrease your cost of retrieval and increase ranking signal consolidation, you'll be ranking way much better than before. Due to the time constraints, I won't be deep diving here, but if you just do a simple Google search for Google cost of retrieval or ranking signal consolidation, you will see my ebook-like case studies anyway. So I will be giving you some certain type of simple examples here. These are certain patterns from Google. I will just give the names. Nothing will be explained in terms of the pattern files. Just check the orange section to see this specific type of details. For instance, removing multiple relevant pages from the same site, personal interests, local interconnectivity, or country-specific results, language-specific results, audience segmentation, historical data, which is also in the topical authority formula that I created, upon also topic familiarity, commercial intent, or mobile device friendliness, accessibility, editorial content. Editorial content is a different and important because it is also touching to the latest Reddit situation, I can tell you. Re-ranking based upon the additional terms signals the vocabulary richness. For instance, I am sure that many SEOs didn't do a vocabulary test. For instance, how many unique words you have in your website and how many unique words your competitor is actually using. Implicit user feedbacks or explicit user feedbacks, community endorsement, again, a part of the social media, information redundancy, a different concept actually mainly to explain. Imagine that when you rank for this first page of the SERP, imagine that you are not bringing any new info. In this case, search engine just tries to see what combination of pages will create the highest information redundancy. If you are not providing any kinds of value there, it's rare that you will be ranking. Upon storylines, blogs, news, or let's say conceptually related information, including time-based and user-based factors, or previous related queries, which explains the query paths, and many more. So when I looked at today's SEO audits, mainly, I don't see that actually people are focusing on many of these concepts, like even the age of the linking domains or web traffic. For instance, we see that Forbes continues to rank for everywhere because they have brand value, plus they have the web traffic. Web traffic is one of the trust signals out there already. If you don't have enough level of traffic and historical data, the things will be actually harder for you. There are over 300 concepts and the patterns that I actually analyzed like this. And if you are able to read these sections, you can actually get a better idea. So now I will show you some of the websites that I published for the last 6 months, and we will try to analyze their, let's say, the ranking state as much as possible. First, we will go for the positive ones, then we will go for the natural ones, and we will go for the negative ones. We will try to see certain type of patterns. This is a case study that I published like 4 weeks ago, and we started with this project like 300 clicks a day, and it came to the 14,000 clicks a day right now. What you should get here is that after every ranking increase, you will see actually there are small drops. At the bottom of the image, you see these small drops. Whenever we hit the peak point, the highest point, the search engine decreases rankings. Many SEOs, they believe that these type of ranking changes come from the changes that you are doing. In reality, these are just actually ranking algorithms working ways. If you are hitting the highest point, after a point, you will see a certain type of drop, and these drops are not dangerous, actually. They show that you are being tested by the quality updates. If you look at carefully, you will see this pattern. I'm not able to reflect my mouse on the screen, but you can always see that whenever we hit a highest level of rankings, then we continue to lose a little bit, then we move on to the next ranking state. And these are the last 6 months comparison. What we do in this website doesn't change for the last 3.5 years. Whatever we do, we always continue in the same way. This is another website with the updated results. 5 months ago, I published it. You can see the current situation. When it comes to the ranking state, I usually focus on the impressions rather than the clicks. You see that there are two phases here that is divided with a single core update. Every core update doesn't affect every website. And in this specific example, you can see that once we start to launch our semantic content network, we increase actually impressions. Clicks don't follow it. And after a certain amount of historical data, clicks also follow it directly. You see the last 6 months of comparison in this area too. The state 3, and this is the well zone. We published it 5 months ago. You see that actually it continues to increase its rankings, and none of the specific updates actually didn't affect it. One reason for that is we don't sleep on the optimizations that we are doing, plus we don't change what we do. What we do on this website, or what the owner of this website is doing, is literally the same since the first day. We always continue in a let's say, consistent way. You see the 6 months results here too. This is young. So this is actually slightly negative. First, we start to publish the specific type of articles, we increase the rankings, we come to the next level, then you see that actually lately, or in the last part, it is losing a little bit traffic. This is what I call naturalization. Usually this happens if you lose your momentum for publication, and in this website too, there is not that much new content that is published. If you lose the momentum once, it will be harder for you to convince the search engine one more time to increase your rankings. This is one of the differences between the previous websites and this one. The previous ones don't stop publishing or updating or renewing. These ones stop. That's why in this last 6 month comparison, in the last section, you see that there is a natural ranking state. So this is team color codes. I published it actually 4 months ago. And in this graphic, what you should be focusing on is very simple, just NFL. You see two peak points in the clicks, and it is actually NFL date. And you see here that in this year, from the NFL trending query or the topic, we are getting more clicks. This is usually happening if you have proven yourself for the same trend in the previous year. I already explained this actually in another case study too. You see the results here. And this is mainly explained in this website. Here, this website is an educational website. You see that there is a peak, and this is an educational exam day. Next year, 3.5 times more clicks we have gotten. What you should also realize here is that after we get the advantage from the specific trending event, we didn't lose rankings. We actually move on to the next ranking state. And this is why I'm actually using certain type of concepts like trending notes. We create a page for a trending topic, and every year we are leveraging it for keeping ourselves in a positive ranking state. And this is also in a case study that I have written for the Semantic Content Network creation together with the Wisdom.net. You see the updated section here. It is over actually 1 million. And this specific hrefs left side, this is from 3 years ago graphic basically. And this specific jump happened after our publications as well. Real check steps. You see that there is a positive ranking state after we publish the content, but this website also stopped publishing new content because they are satisfied. And that's why right now I can tell you that it is in the negative ranking state, and in the next core update, for instance, this website can start to a little bit lose rankings too. If you're able to read this specific rank, if you're able to see actually these graphic changes from the point of view of states or ranking ranges, you can guess where the next core algorithm update actually will be bringing you directly. The Oscar Wiley. So you see here is that it came to the point that hits to the 4,000 clicks a day. It lost the helpful content update. Usually when it comes to the HCU related websites or affected websites, I suggest them to naturalize your negative ranking state. Rather than recovery, you should focus on actually stopping losing rankings as much as possible. And in this specific website, after certain amount of negative ranking state, we managed to actually naturalize it. When it comes to the ranking state, try to focus on the impressions, because while we are naturalizing the click loss, we continue to increase the impressions, which will be bringing us to the next ranking state in the next specific updates. And I will be publishing it directly. Diamond Rehab Thailand. This one is more obvious. You see the same pattern overall. Since the first day until to today, we continue to do same thing. We don't change our methodology after every update. We don't get hyped, happy, or sad based on these graphics. We just analyze them. We start with a positive ranking state, then we lose. Then it goes positive again, increases, then again it is negative. Then there is a core update and we go to the next ranking range. Again negative, then the next ranking range, one more time negative, and eventually search engine starts to naturalize it. The naturalization here also happened after we stopped publishing, which means that if you will continue to publish, the previous ranking behaviors will continue to happen. The problem here is that many clients or project owners or SEOs who manage websites, once they go into the negative state, they stop what they were doing in the last 6 months. In reality, you shouldn't stop. You should continue, and you should see these cycles just as a temporary phase. And this is the last 6 months of comparison for this project too. There are like 4 times of growth. And we published this case study like 2 months ago. You can check it from our YouTube channel as well. Mongo languages. You should focus on the 4 arrows here. You will see that actually whenever we see a jump in the clicks or the impressions, we drop back. This usually happens if a website tries to exceed its own current ranking state. Whenever we hit a higher impression and the clicks, we drop back. Second time we try, again we drop back. Third time we try, and again we drop back. And eventually website manages to take itself to the next ranking range and the state, and we increase it. Since we don't continue to publish new content on this website too, because project is already satisfied, it goes in a natural way. But in reality, you shouldn't stop for this type of websites too. It is published again 4 months ago. These are the last 6 months of comparison in an updated way. This is a dead expired domain. So the owner of this project actually bought a wrong expired domain, and whatever we published, it wasn't working. The content that ranks for 0 clicks and the content that ranks for 3,000 clicks a day are exactly the same. Sometimes the problem is not your actual content, just the historical data, and you should be able to have the right core algorithm update. With a single core update, the ranking state changes, and first we make a peak, then we drop, then we do a second peak. You can realize it in the graphic. Then again we drop, then we come to the same peak third time. If you look at the graphic, you will see the 3 times peak points exactly. In these type of situations, you should be able to publish more content while updating your previous ones. As I said, with week by week, query by query analysis as much as possible, then you'll be able to go to the next state too. And these are just updated results one more time. This is one of the latest ones to track that money, similar. And this website just 7 months old, and it came to the 3,000 clicks without using any links. And what we do in this specific website, we publish the articles. At the beginning, we were just getting just 50 clicks a day. Then another update happens, we go to the next level. Another update happens, we go to the next level. Since the website doesn't actually publish new content, I expect a naturalization, which means it will go stale or regular. It has technical SEO issues too, and it will be stabilized. Once you have naturalization, you should elevate fear from the negative ranking state, I must tell it you. And this website achieved like 145x growth in the 7 months as well. This is a different one. This is the latest case that I published actually, and it is a site migration. Let's say you couldn't change your ranking state, you couldn't save your website. Instead of trying to convince the search engine for the same website, you can redirect it. I actually published this case study, and you see that we lost a core algorithm update at the bottom graphic, then it loses the traffic, and then we redirect it. The point here is that we get with a brand new domain, we are getting actually more clicks, impressions, and we rank for 20,000 more queries. So if you couldn't save yourself from a negative ranking state, in the last chance, by watching the case study, if possible, I will also publish a ebook about it. By following the steps there, you can perform a redirection. What we do here in a different way, this is the, let's say, the core update lost website. This is the brand new website. For 3 months, we rank both of them for the same queries. After 3 months, we did the redirection. Many people do it directly, which is a different approach. And these are the last 6 months results for the redirected one as well. 12 days ago, we published it. So negative ones. We also have websites that are trying to recover, and this website came us like 3 months ago. It lost a core update, it goes in a negative way, you see it, then it breaks one more time, it comes back, and again, I'm telling, for these websites, your first purpose shouldn't be recovery, it should be naturalization point. Once you achieve a stale ranking state, which means a flat line, then you can actually start to increase your rankings. But if you are not naturalized, most probably you will continue to see decrease over decrease. It won't be going like first decrease, then a sudden increase. It won't be happening that much. And this is another one, Honus Pause. It is increasing. The funny thing is that these two websites are using nearly the same topical map and nearly the same content. There is a difference between them. The first one is affiliate, the second one is an e-commerce. And usually in affiliate, especially sometimes when I work for the, let's say, some social media industries, like buy YouTube subscribers, for instance, for these type of queries and industries, even if you are an affiliate, you can use e-commerce design to trick the search engine a little bit or to reflect the buy context, commercial context. Because here you see same ownership, very similar content. One of them goes negative, this one e-commerce, and it goes positive. Sometimes your source context is more important than what you are telling on the website. So if you are in the wrong category of the websites, you shouldn't also expect that much return. This is an HR website. It came again 3 months ago, and my agency became like a website doctor lately. Whoever loses the helpful content update, especially from iGaming industry, they are all jumping here. So you see here that a consistent drop happens, and it is amplified with a core update. Then there is a phase 2. Then we achieved a naturalization. What did we do for this website is publishing a patterned content because they didn't have enough level of resources. We focused on, let's say, certain type of a programming languages, then interview questions. Let's say Python developer interview questions, JavaScript developer interview questions. Writing these documents were really simple, and by creating a brief template, we generated these pages. Since they were more quality, since we added most of the links there while removing the old content, we were able to naturalize the state as much as possible. This is actually flexible. You can also check the website too. This is the latest one. You see that it is a huge drop, and just 5 weeks ago we started. First thing that I do for this type of websites is actually deleting lots of unnecessary pages and doing a log file analysis. You can't believe what search engine actually is crawling. What they are crawling lots of things, especially that expired domain case study. If you check that, it is crawling even URLs from 1999. And they don't forget these URLs. You should be able to give the focus as much as possible to the new URLs that you are creating. This is a lifestyle website, and this is an example of actually not being a brand. Brand search demand here is 0. The website doesn't have a single focus. It just chases traffic. There is no source context. It's just a display ads website. To be honest, it deserves to this specific point. What you should be doing here is actually just naturalization. You see here that there is a slight, first we start with a natural ranking state, which is a danger. I say it. Then it goes to the negative state, core update happens, the previous state is amplified, then search engine just tests it 2 times. We suddenly increase rankings, we drop again, there is another negative ranking state, another core update, it drops one more time, naturalization, and lately, finally, we were able to actually create some search anomalies by increasing the traffic, because we deleted near maybe 1,500 documents here from 2011, 12, 13, from various different topics. Don't leave this type of garbage in your website as much as possible. Industrial directory website. This is actually a newly bought website, and we are working on lately. This website is coming from the age of the Panda update, very old, very big company. We achieved naturalization again by deleting lots of unnecessary pages and decreasing the amount of the internal links in this area too. And these are some of the last launches. I also wanted to show them. Here you see that this project also uses backlinks, by the way. Previous ones don't, but this one is using. You see that actually, let me also tell this, if you're not able to fix your ranking state in English language, sometimes if the cost is very low, go for other languages, okay? Just go for other language, rank for that language, and reflect that authority for the English one as well. This is what this website is doing, and with the latest point, we published new content, got some new link sections, and it is able to get a new ranking state directly too. These are some other last launches. Left side should be lexcenter.net, right side should be ministrybrands.com. Again, in the left side, we fix technical issues. We publish 15 articles. It directly increases. One more point, if your website is in a negative ranking state, and if you publish your semantic content network or whatever you created there, if you publish it in a negative ranking state, don't expect that much benefit. That's why usually when I publish my own content, I fix most of the problems first. I increase the brand authority, and sometimes we also upload the links to the website, then we publish it, because you will see higher initial rankings. And once you catch the attention of the search engine, never stop. Increase your momentum regularly. Both of these projects are small examples, but maybe I will be making a kind of a citation to this webinar, and I will publish their case studies as well. Lastly, you are always welcome to our holistic SEO community, and we have over 150 different testimonials plus results from our community members as much as possible. And over 10 months, I closed my course gates closed, but I believe very soon I will be opening it, maybe this March or next April, and we are open to the new members as well. If you don't have enough level of financials, it's okay. If you are able to show us that you are a sincere person who does the research, we will be able to give the course to you as well. Or if you give the course someone who needs, we will be giving you the lifetime membership at the same time. With that said, many thanks. I am looking forward to return to the Istanbul and kiss that black cat. That's it.
Koray, would you mind to be with us for 10 minutes more? We have the last minute drop off of the speaker because he lost his voice suddenly. And also people want to ask you some questions. So if you have 10 more minutes, would you mind if we do that?
It's completely okay. I'll be able to spend my time more here.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'll start from the beginning, and I'll try to do that really quickly. It's a question from Dixon. How do you prioritize your investigations, given that you have loads of ranking patterns and all these kinds of things?
So when it comes to these investigations, there are 3 possibilities. You change something, Google change something, or your competitor change something. For competitor, I usually use Visual Ping or different type of tools or Python to check their source code. If they didn't change anything, then I go and check Google site. Usually what I do there is I compare Bing to the Google. If both of them are changing, it means I did change something or my competitor changed something. If it is not a coincidence that they are doing the similar updates at the same time, of course. And once I check the Google and the Bing site, if they are aligning with each other, I usually assume that it's not a Google system change. If I see that there is a kind of update during that specific timeline, personally, I never change something around that, because imagine that Google is doing an update. Then Google is doing an update, then I also do a change. If Google's change and my change happen at the same day, I can't do the analysis. That's why I have a very detailed node system. For instance, for that NASDAQ project, we go to the 3 years ago, and we update an article, we take notes for what we changed with it, why we did it, and on what time we did it. After that, we also check the rankings directly for that specific page. It helps us to actually keep control on all over these specific notes. When I say notes, I mean web pages in the topical map as much as possible. Another thing is to create a pipeline. When I am using the Google Search Console API, imagine that I am getting the data for every individual page, and I check which queries appear newly and which queries are lost. The lost ones, if they are not mentioning any of them in my website, and for instance, let me give you an example. I published a case study 2 weeks ago, but I didn't share it anywhere, and it was about actually casino SEO, and it's a project of years ago. And that page is ranking for CTR manipulation service. I don't do it. This CTR manipulation service phrase is not even existing on my page, but still I am ranking there. Because when search engine actually checks the query logs, they see that casino SEO and CTR manipulation, they are being searched together, or documents are actually mentioning them together. In this case, until they understand my document, they actually give me the impressions, and in the last week, they started to delete my page from that index, for instance. Once I'm able to do these things continuously, after a point, I'm able to see it actually, because from trend or the negative states, and for instance, during core updates, certain things happen. Sometimes you can see that your impressions are increasing suddenly, then drop suddenly, because it means that Google has chosen another source instead of you. And once you deal with lots of websites from different industries, you get the reflexes, or you just track your data with the team. I hope it helps.
Okay. And one more question, just really quickly. Based on state 2 and state 1 samples, I don't know what that means. How often are the content published, and are they drip feed, and all the pages were created at once?
It changes. First of all, since my English is not that good, I don't know what drip feed means. I guess it means feed from the somewhere, anywhere.
Like during time, like extended time, not all at once, but during
Okay.
day by day, for example.
For teaching. So basically, it changes. For some projects, if I need to change the state suddenly, I publish all of the articles at the same day. For instance, that education website, Boğaziçi Institute, it was like that. For real check stuffs, it wasn't. I published articles actually one by one and then increase the specific frequency. It is about actually what I need to do there. For instance, if I have a very big website, let's say Thomasnet, in this case, I won't be publishing 20 or 40 suddenly too, because it won't be changing. I already have millions of pages there. Adding new 20 won't be changing the judgment of the website or search engine. So that's why I go one by one in this instance. But if I have a small website, and if I want to change the perception of the search engine, I usually try to add at least 20 or 30% of the website suddenly. If you change most of your website suddenly, search engine will also crawl your old pages too, and usually to the old pages as well, I add new content and I connect new ones to the old ones. Then I add my new pages to the home page so that actually the search engine can judge my website one more time by starting from zero. If I'm able to change the ranking state, then I never stop. If I couldn't change it, it means I need more quality documents with longer historical data. And usually it requires too much time. You have seen that expired domain, actually. It couldn't rank for 6 months. We had to wait for the core update until it comes. And this brings me to the let's say some SEO consultants have a hard time because clients ask like when it will rank. It should be ranking, and you feel maybe some SEOs feel like actually they are doing something wrong. In reality, they are not doing something wrong. Just website is in a different ranking state. Is the issue there?
Okay, thank you so much, Koray. I hope to see you again and have safe travels, and hope you see your cat soon. And we are proceeding further on. Anton, I give the word to you.